By now, you've probably heard of fermented foods.
Fermented food.
The benefits of fermented foods.
Fermented food is popping up on menus and on supermarket shelves across the country.
Germs are tiny, but they're powerful.
In recorded history, fermentation has been prominent in culinary traditions in every part of the world.
Gut health is immensely important for all aspects of our well-being.
You want to do a shot of kombucha?
Fermenting foods. It's a process that's been a part of human civilization for thousands of years, providing an effective way to preserve foods before the advent of refrigeration. But now we've got refrigerators and a massive variety of things we can eat. Let's figure out why, out of all the food options available, we should be eating fermented foods in our modern times. In part 1 of this series, we'll first dive into an emerging topic when it comes to fermented foods: mental health. As emerging research unfolds, the intricate connection between the gut and the brain becomes more apparent.
Your gut is communicating to your brain both directly by way of neurons, nerve cells, and indirectly by changing the chemistry of your body, which permeates up to your brain and impacts various aspects of brain function.
And, we're learning more and more about how they, regulate a lot of our body chemistry, including our brain chemistry. So in a way, the health of our gut bacteria has implications for, how we think and how we feel.
This connection between our gut chemistry and brain chemistry is known as the gut-brain axis. It refers to the bidirectional communication network between the gastrointestinal tract and the central nervous system. This intricate system involves a complex interplay of neural, hormonal, and immunological signaling pathways that enable constant communication between the gut and the brain.
There's a number of ways that your gut will talk to the brain. So part of it is the release of neurotransmitters. 95% of the serotonin in your body is produced by the gut. Serotonin is the happy hormone. It's what makes us feel energized. It's what gives us great mood. And in some ways, it also gives us focus. You would think that it comes from your brain. When we treat a person with major depression, we treat them to increase serotonin levels. Yet, only 5% of the serotonin in your body actually is produced inside your brain.
And each and every one of these microbes is a member in good standing of the Microbe Gang!
Only one thing. You forgot the pickles!
Part of the reason bacteria have been successful in so many different environments is because of their tremendous reproductive output. Bacteria reproduce by binary fission, and a single colonizing cell can soon give rise to thousands of descendants.
A study published in Nutritional Neuroscience in 2018 researched the effects of fermented foods, the gut, and mental health. They proposed that probiotics, prebiotics, and biogenics constitute the functional properties of fermented foods, and these may act upon some of the biological mechanisms underpinning anxiety and depression. This could be through reducing inflammation or HPA activation in the gut. It could also be due to the fact that the gut microbiome synthesizes several neuroactive substances, including GABA, norepinephrine, serotonin, dopamine, and brain-derived neurotropic factor. The study shows how a more robust gut microbiome could lead to a more effective synthesis of these important neurotransmitters.
So all these little microbial metabolites get taken up into our bloodstream and affect our body and can circulate throughout our body and affect sites that are distant from the gut. They're basically part of this complex integrated system that is our body. It's just that they're malleable. They can be changed, they can deteriorate, they can be impacted really profoundly by things like antibiotics. And so because they're an integral component of our biology but can change so rapidly, our microbiome provides tremendous potential for impacting our health, but it also represents an incredible vulnerability.
The interactions between the brain and the gut are complicated, but luckily, researchers have been discovering exactly how our microbiome can affect our moods and mental health.
The neurotransmitters being generated by the gut can make their way straight to the brain through the vagus nerve. You have these gut microbes that can produce large amounts of GABA, which has been shown to be able to reduce stress and anxiety. And so, is there an opportunity to go after the gut?
It seems as though disruptions in the balance of the gut microbiome may negatively impact mental health by altering a complex system in the body and affect the production of important neurotransmitters that are crucial for mood regulation. This could mean that increasing fermented food intake could be a tool to help alleviate those affected by acute depression, anxiety, or other mental health conditions.
So I think more and more people have become aware of the strong connection between the health of the communities of bacteria, in our gut and elsewhere in our bodies, and our health and well-being.
Join us for part 2 of this series, where we look at how fermented foods affect digestion.